Leknath for agreeing to do this workshop with us. It's a great honor for all of us to have you to transmit the Vedic knowledge directly from the source. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. My name is Dardan. I live in Pristina in Kosovo, where I was born. I have lived in a number of countries. I'm interested in a wide range of ideas and knowledge from all around the world, and I have read Bhagavad Gita maybe 3 times fully, and then I have listened to it on the internet a number of times. And every time I have read or listened, I have found a new aspect. So I can speak longer, but I don't want to take a lot more time. So I pass the ball to Arbor, and then Arbor passes to the next one in line. So just a few sentences about yourselves so that we know a little bit about you, and we will be together in 4 sessions, so we will have more time and chance to know each other better, all of us in the group.
Hi to all. My name is Arul Ibrahimi. I also live in Pristina, Kosovo. Dardan first time introduced me to Gita. I listened it in audio book version many times. It's very interesting the way how it explains a lot of phenomena that happens within humanity, and it explains in very interesting way. So I think that we can enjoy it directly from Leknath, that is, as Dardan mentioned, directly in the source. So thank you all. I'll pass to Ulusi now. Have a nice workshop.
So very beautiful to be together and to have this session. They all, I think, it's a number of 4 sessions. Pandit Leknath is leading us, and he comes from the Vedic tradition, and we come from the same lineage of masters of Vedic knowledge. And Veda is the knowledge of the universe, is like the matrix of the universe that is going on always on the level of consciousness. Even when the whole universe dissolves, the Veda remain. And when they emerge in the new creation, then the Veda continue. And Leknath is a representative of Vedic knowledge because he was growing into it. And since he was young, he was taught to become a Pandit and recite the Vedas. And now he's teaching to others, he's teaching to children and passing the knowledge on. And so he's passing the knowledge to us as well. And this is fantastic. So we come from the same tradition because I was initiated in transcendental meditation from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and Maharishi Mahesh Yogi has initiated the Pandit to the same meditation and introduced them to the old Veda. And so we share the same lineage. And I think many of you also know transcendental meditation. And in any case, this knowledge is an eternal knowledge, it's beyond. Yet in this knowledge are the roots of, in the Bhagavad Gita are the roots also, what is the teaching. So it will be very interesting. And I'm very happy to share with you and Dardan and Harper, because for us, when we came to Kosovo, was a deep experience. It was beyond that time. It was like a place I knew already. So we felt very familiar, very welcome. So the heart is connected with this happening. And to speak about the Bhagavad Gita and the Kurukshetra and the Mahabharata in those days, these days, it's really, as Dartan was mentioning, it's really the core of what's happening now into the world. So I pass the word to my wife, Belinda.
How many seconds do I have? You went more than a minute.
Take a minute.
I'm very happy to be here, and Vedic knowledge is quite recent for me instead, although I mean I've had something through Ulisse, and also I have been initiated to transcendental meditation. I don't know, maybe it's nearly 2 years ago. But you know what really with maturity and age, what really makes me feel connected is just this research, you know, that I think deeply we all have, to return to the self. And it, you know, this, for me, the Vedas are very connected to this. I have a feeling that there have been many traces given to evolved beings on Earth during gold ages. And the Vedas is definitely, I feel, one of them, where a lot of truth has been tried to pass through this era of, let's call it ignorance, how they call it Kali Yuga. And so I think it's beautiful to think that there were other eras, other beings beyond our saints of this Kali Yuga that have lived in wiseness and in a higher consciousness. So that's it. Thank you. I'm glad to be with you all. So I pass my word to my sister Deborah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Deborah, and I'm in Rome. What can I say? When I was very young, a young little girl, I went to church for Easter, and I got very angry at what the priest said, and I decided to become an atheist. And I was a convinced atheist and thought that everyone had to believe in rubbish so they could survive. Then my father died when I was 21, and I decided to become a feeble person like all the others, and I had to believe in something. And I started getting information on everything. And I realized that all the religions in the world were saying the same thing in different languages. And so my research began. And with age and life experience, it's going on. And so I'm here, and I feel very honored to have Leknath explaining this beautiful book, which I read years ago. Okay, that's all.
Thank you. So who's picking up the next?
I don't know who to pass because I have the telephone. I only see the talker, the speaker.
I can ask Hanshika.
Hi everyone, my name is Hanshika. I'm originally from Sri Lanka. At the moment, I live in New Zealand. I do my PhD. It's related to sociology and social psychology. So my research discusses all the Eastern and Western philosophies, human behavior, encounters, and interactions kind of stuff. So this is my last 6 months of my PhD. So I'm curious to learn about Eastern and Western philosophies. So that's why I wanted to join this session. So mostly that's all about me. And I'm really pleased to be here in next 4 weeks. So thank you very much for organizing this session.
Skander.
Kender?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Skender from Pristina, Kosovo. And for the first time, when thinking about Veda, I'm not alone. So all the time I was with three of us, me and myself, and I'm very, very grateful and happy. And I will say thank you 100 times to everybody who contributed to bring us all together. And I'm looking forward for I'm seeing it as a new door opening. What will come, I don't know. I have a good feeling, and that's it. So being happy to be surrounded with people like you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Besart is next here in my screen.
Good morning to everyone. I'm Besar from Pristina, and I would like to send greetings to all of you. I would just like to mention that the initiator to my site to be part of the workshop was Arbor. That would kindly thank today him. What's the reason behind my participation in today's workshop is the very valuable Eastern philosophies that I read. I'm quite interested in them, and I strongly believe that after the workshop, I will gain more knowledge from the spiritual philosophies and cultures that the East gave to other parts of the world. Thank you very much. I pass my word to mentor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Morning to all. I'm Mentor from Pristina. Frankly, I'm initiated in TM some 10 years ago. There was a local philanthrope who brought a teacher here in Kosovo, and he started with first TM courses here in Kosovo. And since then, I'm regular in TM and also very attracted to Eastern philosophies. I read about Veda here and there, but I'm very excited that today I'm going to listen from the real master, and I'm going to extend the overall knowledge about Eastern philosophy, especially about Veda. So thank you very much for having me today, and wish you a nice workshop to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Besart Zhuya is next on my screen.
Hello, guys. I'm Besart. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you here today. I heard about Bhagavad Gita from Arbor, and I'm happy to hear that today Arbor heard from Dardan, which forms this chain of knowledge. And why I was interested is what Belinda mentioned, the research on self. So I'm in this journey of searching myself, what's in it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I pass the word to Yehona, maybe.
Okay, hi everyone. This is Yehona. Right now talking from Middle East somewhere, from Kazakhstan, but I'm from Kosovo. I don't know much about this Gita, but I'm really interested to learn what it's all about. I know it's a spiritual thing, but and I'm very interested in spiritual guidance. I really need it at this very point of my life, but let's see what it is all about. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yehona. Vigan is on the next in line in my screen.
Hello, everybody. Good morning from Kosovo. I'm from Prizren. I heard maybe talking about Bhagavad Gita earlier, but more thoroughly from Dardan. So I would like to know more about it and the philosophy. Yeah, this is from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vigan. Elizabeth? Elisabeth, hörst du uns? Elisabeth is from Austria.
Ah, beautiful. With the second Italian second name.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello. Can you hear me now? Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
yes,
yes.
very well.
Great. Great. Hello. Greetings from Wien. I'm in Austria. I'm based in Austria, and I'm a long-time friend of Kosovo and work there in health system development. And I'm a long-time friend of Dardan. And Dardan inspired me actually with the invitation. And just a brief background, I've done transcendental meditation myself, and I'm, like everybody in this group, I guess, interested to receive some inspiration, especially in these times of change of paradigm that we all face. And I'm really interested and looking forward to the input we receive. And thank you all. Thank you, Dardan, for organizing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
You. And my brother is next in my screen, Hardy. Hardy, do you hear us?
Yes, yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So, Dardan introduced me, so I'm his brother. Thanks, Dardan, also for inviting me in this meeting. And thank you, everybody. It's nice to meet you all. And I'm also very curious about the topic, so let's see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hardy. So I don't have anyone. Gulia, yes?
Gulia, I can help her if she
Yes.
wants to introduce
So
herself.
yeah. Ti va di provare, Gulia, di presentarti in 2 parole? Gulia?
Gulia is from Russia.
Io non capisco, non ci riesco a parlare l'inglese.
Allora ti presento. Vuoi dire,
Va bene.
Belinda ti traduce.
Vuoi dire qualcosa? Io ti traduco?
Vabbè, può dire che mi interesso di cultura, diciamo, già l'ho letto un po' Bhagavad Gita nei miei 15 anni perché mi sono interessata a Krishna, no? Stata 3-4 anni insieme con i Krishnaitti, vabbè, no, non stata insieme, però c'era questa mia amica che era traduttrice, ha tradotto tutte cose di Krishna in lituano, dall'inglese.
Ok, aspetta che...
Lituana, una giornalista.
So Gulia knows about the Bhagavad Gita since she was 15. Gulia is Russian. And she also, she had a dear friend that was a translator for the Hare Krishna. And so she spent 3-4 years with them and learned a lot from them. E poi, cara?
Vabbè, lei ha tradotto tutti i Bhagavad Gita, era giornalista e mi, voglio dire, molto piaciuta e adesso basta, vivo in Italia e mi fa piacere.
Ok, grazie. And so her friend is a journalist, and she translated the Bhagavad Gita. So she's very happy to be with us today, and she's very grateful, saying thank you. And that's it. Here she is. Grazie, Gulia.
And then who else? I think everybody. Then Leknath. Again, we can give to Leknath the word so that he's introducing himself also.
Namaste, Leknath.
Namaste.
Hi.
Namaste, Leknath.
Namaste, Leknath.
Namaste. Hello everyone. I am Leknath. My name is Leknath. I am from northeastern state of India. I'm a Vedic teacher. I'm teaching a Veda. I was initiated TM and Vedic knowledge from the Maharshi, my master, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. Like same master as Ulysses, and we are from the same tradition. So I learned Bhagavad Gita from the Maharshi. So for me, the Bhagavad Gita is a way, the what Bhagavad Gita gives us, the way we should live in our life. So from the Bhagavad Gita, what we get, it's a knowledge, all knowledge about spirituality. For me, the spirituality is the transformation of my living, of our living, about how we look into our work and how we behave to the other people. That's all. You are about to know the very great book. It's not only the spiritual book. This is a knowledge of, the life of a humanity. So it's I'm very grateful to come here. It's my first time. I'm not doing all these things also, because I'm very grateful to be here because of Dardan and Police and Arvar. So I'm very grateful to be here. So let's see. We hope we will have some good time here. And just I want to say something about the Vedic tradition and about the Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. To the Ulysses, I request you to introduce about something. What is your experience being in the Maharshi movement, knowing the Vedic tradition or Bhagavad Gita? So it is really interesting to know also from you, because you are from the Western. So dear Ulysses,
Ulisa, we don't hear you.
Oh, yes. So, since you asked so directly to speak about, for a moment, the holy tradition and what it means, Vedic tradition, I have to say that the meeting with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was an extraordinary meeting, because I was seeing the Veda incarnated. So this is how Maharishi is speaking about Gurudev, his teacher. And this was the meeting of my life. And this is Veda. It is beyond words. It is just consciousness. And so it is a huge gift that is coming from this tradition. So speaking about the tradition as such, it started with the beginning of creation. It is beyond time. It was always on the planet and in the universe, and then started somehow, somewhere. So in the beginning of the tradition is Vishnu, that is the principle of maintenance, incarnating, and then from there, one teacher after the other. And meeting Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was really being in the legend. It is like being in the history book, it's beyond the imagination, because a man incarnating Veda is the example of a living being like us. Any human being has the possibility to incarnate and express the purity of the absolute through the manifestation of a nervous system, a human nervous system. So this is just to tell you about, and then a little story about the guru of our guru, Gurudev Brahmananda Saraswati. He was the Shankaracharya of the North. A little bit, just to say that this teacher was a man that he left his family when he was 8 years old. And he decided to find his teacher, and then he went looking in India by himself until he found it in the Uttarkashi area of the Himalaya, near the Ganga. And so he was learning, and he was able to incarnate all the aspects described in the Veda as state of consciousness. He went to the highest, and he spent 70 years in silence. He was roaming around India by himself, and the Shankaracharya seat was vacant. And in the India tradition, you could not become Shankaracharya, the representative of Shankara, that is the highest expression of knowledge, to represent the knowledge for everybody, except if you are enlightened on a very high level, to be able to express the Veda on the deepest. So they were looking for a person able to do that. So they were looking for 150 years, and they did not find the person that was worthwhile. So they did find at a certain point Gurudev, and they asked him, and it took 20 years before he accepted. And then when he took the charge of being the Shankara Acharya of the Jyotirmat, the north of India, so he started to speak, but very little. He was in the experience of samadhi all the time, and from time to time he would come out and say something. So once he said, since you are asking me questions and I have to answer, I want to tell you that the human nervous system, it is something so precious that is a unique system in the universe, because can reflect God. You can embody the full consciousness. And once you know it, it is a huge experience to know, is a responsibility, because now you know, you have to do your search for it. You have to become that. Because if you didn't know, okay, you were justified. But once you know, there are no justification to not look for that. You have to, you have something precious in your hand, is your own nervous system. And the Veda is the knowledge that brings you to that, to reflect the fullness of the Creator through a human being system. So this is what the Holy Tradition is giving to us. And the Bhagavad Gita is also a manual, as Leknath was mentioning, how to live, how to reach that, how to understand the steps that a human being can walk in order to become enlightened. And is the history of the avatar Krishna incarnating in the world to make mankind witnessing the change, the shifting of time, as it is happening now for the world. Is a shift in time, is a shift in consciousness. So Leknathji, give you back. And thank you everybody again.
Thank you, Ulis. And nice to hear all this from you, all the good experience you have. And it's always good to share to the world also this consciousness and this knowledge to the world. So now we will start this session from some prayers like meditation from the Bhagavad Gita. Everyone can pronounce that name like Om Sri Krishna Namaha. Om Sri Krishna Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayana Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshidim Bhagavatim Ashtadasha Dhyayinim Mambatpa Manushandadhami Bhagavat Gite Bhavet Vaishinim Namostu Debhya Savisalavinte Pulla Ravinda Yatapatra Netra Yenat Vaya Bharatate Lapurna Prasvarito Jnana Maya Pradipa Yam Brahma Varudendra Rudra Marudastunvanti Divyaistavir Vedai Shanga Padakramo Panisadir Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasti Dadadgatena Manasha Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantanna Vidushura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Sarvo Panishadu Gavo Dugdha Gopalanandara Partho Vatsa Sudhirgupta Dugdham Gita Mrutam Mahad Om Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganashadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virdhyanagam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanadham Om Sri Krishna Namaha Harihi Om Jai Sri Krishna. So now we'll start from what is Bhagavad Gita. So the Gita is called Upanishads. Upanishads mean we have 4 Veda. From the Veda, there are 60 Upanishads. And one of them is great book for the humanity. It's a knowledge from the Upanishads. It is Gita, one of Upanishads. So the Gita is told by Lord himself to the human how we live, how we should live, how we should do our karma being in the world. So it has 18 chapters and it has 710 slokas in the Bhagavad Gita. And these 18 chapters are divided into 3 parts. The first part says about the karma, how we should do our karma. The first 6 chapters says about, it clears the mind that what is the right things to do in the life, human's life, and what is our karma. It's like removing confusion from the mind. And the other part says about the dharma. It's like sadhana, upasana. We say upasana in the Sanskrit. Like Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparasayatendriyaha jnanam labdha param shanti machirena adhigacchati. It says about your dharma, because if you do the good karma, right karma, then you can get the advantage benefit of the dharma. So it's a one thing we can say that it's a devotion. How you can be a devotee of the Lord. And the other part, it says about enlightenment, and it's a liberation. And the jnana means the knowledge. It's a true knowledge. Not that knowledge what you see in the world now, outside. The jnana, true jnana is to know yourself, just to grow your consciousness. The consciousness is the source of who we are. It's a true knowledge. It says about that from the last part. And it's divided into 3 parts. So in the beginning, we will know about the Gita, and how Gita came from where, and why Sri Krishna has to tell it to the humanity. And just we go back to the 5,000 years ago, there was a family. It is all about 2 families. It is all about 2 families, like named Kaurava and Pandavas. Hence, it is the things comes from the things that 2 families was from there was a king named Dhritarashtra. He was birth, from the birth he was blind. From the birth he was blind, and he has a younger brother. It names Pandu. So the Dhritarashtra has 100 sons, 100 of sons. And other side, the other brother has 5 sons only. It names Pandavas. Pandavas means the 5. And the Kauravas means the other blind father's sons are Kauravas. So the Kauravas, they are, they were like, they don't know the things, this truth. They don't know the dharma. They were in the and the other side, other brothers' sons they are very knowledgeable, and they were in the dharma. They know the dharma. They follow the dharma. And the things, they are about to begin a war for getting kingdom. Who will, after king, who will get that chair, that the kingdom? Either from the blind fathers or from the Pandavas. So then the things happens that the other sides from the Pandavas, they wanted to divide it. They wanted to be together with the all family, joint family. But the other side from the blind father's sons, name it's Duryodhana. He don't accept that proposal from the other side, other brothers. He doesn't accept that. He wanted that all kingdom, he wanted all kingdom himself. He don't wanted to divide it into the all brothers. So then there was very, very great son and very great warrior there named Bhishma. So Bhishma says that Bhishma Uvacha Jagat Prabham Deva Devam Anantam Purushottamam Stubandama Sahasrena Purushastadotthida. He wanted to make him understand that to the Duryodhana, who was the cruel brother in the brothers, among the brothers. And he said that you should give everything, you should divide all the kingdom into the all amongst the brothers. You should do, this is your karma. But he denied to accept that, to do that. Then what happened? Then the other side, from the other brothers, there are Pandavas. The Yudhishthira was there. He is very, very knowledgeable, and he was very jnani person, knowledgeable person. So he said that we will accept whatever you give to us to live only, to survive our life in the kingdom, whatever, in any part of the kingdom, any part. Even though he didn't accept that, even though he said, no, you cannot get this. You are not eligible to get this. You have to go to the jungle, to the forest. Because all the things is of my father's things. It is ruled by my father. So I need all these things. I can't divide it. I can't give you all it. So then what happened? They went to the jungle. They went to the jungle to be peace, because they were very, very great, and they have a very good knowledge, and they were in the dharma. Then they went to the jungle. Even the Duryodhana, he was not happy that they are happy in the jungle. And he was doing all the bad things to them, and here and there like that. And at the last, in the war, if there is, over sins in the world, then the Lord himself, he comes always. So the same thing happened to the Pandavas also. Then the Lord himself came to the Pandavas, and he asked, what happened? Why you are in the jungle? Why you are in the jungle? Because you have all the kingdom there. You can live your life very, very peacefully and very well there, being in the kingdom, being a king. Why you are in the jungle? Then they explain all about that. And then he was motivated to the Pandavas to have their right in the kingdom. And once they went to the king, and they asked that we just want something. We want our right. But the blind father, he didn't speak. He didn't speak. He said that all the things you have to discuss to my son, Duryodhana. But Duryodhana, from the beginning, he was not ready to give anything to the Pandavas. So then, in the Pandavas, there was a brother. It is very angry. He was very angry. It names Bhima. Bhima was very angry. He said that we have to take our right in the kingdom. We have to take our right. If you don't want to give some of it, then we will take all. We will take all it. And then the Duryodhana said, then we have to fight for that. We have to fight for that. Then just in the the short introduction of the Mahabharata, then it's a big, the about to happen Mahabharata. It's Mahabharata means a war between the families. So then Duryodhana said, we have to fight for that. We have to fight for that. Then other great people was there, like their masters. The Bhishma said that the fighting between family, it is not good. It is not good. We have to do all the things. We have to give their rights to the Pandavas. But even the son of the king, he was not ready. He wasn't agree to give anything. And then all the powers, all the rights, the king himself, he gave all the powers to his elder son, Duryodhana. Whatever he speaks in the kingdom, it's a rule for all of them. Then he said, now we have to fight. We have to fight. Then no one can stop him. No one can do anything. No one could do anything. No, there are Bhishma also himself. No one could do anything. No one can stop. Then eventually the war, about to begin. And it says in the in the Bhagavad Gita, in the slok, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yayutsavah Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Then when the war about to begin, then they said, we need a field, we need a battlefield. It should be big, because it is going to be a big war of the universe, of the world. So they said there is a place, we know. Duryodhana himself said, because he wanted to have a war, he wanted to fight, because he thought that on the other side there are only 5 Pandavas, 5 brothers, and we are 100 brothers. So we will win. It's no doubt. He was thinking. Then he, the search for the battlefield himself. The battlefield, the name was the Kurukshetra. It is in north of India, near Delhi, New Delhi. Now the place is in the Haryana state. It's a Kurukshetra. And then they have discussed about how to fight and how to have a war, and all the rules. They make the rules themselves. Nahi kastit kshanamapi zatu tishtatya karmagrit yavatra udapane sarvatah samplutudake. And then there were no any other option than the war. Then they had to fight for their living place. They have to get their rights. And then they all have decided to have fight. And the fight about to begin. And then what happened? They all knew that the Lord Krishna had already been to the Pandavas' place when they were in the jungle. Then they all knew that the Krishna is the Lord himself. He is the God. He was the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And the Duryodhana, he knew that the Lord is in their side. Now, I have to take him in my side. Then what happened? He went to the Lord Krishna's house, and there was already Arjuna was there. Arjuna was there himself. Then he went and he asked Lord Krishna to come to his side in the war. He asked the Lord Krishna that Nahi jnane na sadrisham pavitra meha vidyate tat swayam yogasham siddha kalena parivindati. Oh Lord, I want you in my side in the big war, big fight of Mahabharata. But Lord Krishna replied him that what is the benefit of taking me in your side? Because I am not going to fight to anyone. I am not taking any weapons. Sangham chakram gadam shaktim halam samshalayadham khetakam tomaram chaiva parasham pashamevacha. Even I am not taking anything, then what is the benefit that if you take me in your side? Then Duryodhana said that, then you can give me your advice or something. Then he said that my advice is to you that don't fight. You should not fight for the kingdom. You should divide it into your brothers. Again, Lord Krishna says, but he declined and he came. And Arjuna was there. Arjuna says that I want you, even you don't fight. I want you with me in the war, in the Mahabharata. Then the Lord Krishna went with Arjuna, and the war was about to start. Then the Arjuna said to the Lord Krishna that, oh Bhagavan, oh Lord, how can I kill all my brothers for getting something in the life? How I can kill to my brothers? It's for something to get. I can't give. I can't do these things in my life. It is very big sin. He said, I am not going to fight. And Lord Krishna said that if you don't fight, then you will lose. Your side will lose. Definitely your side will lose. Because Lord Krishna knew that, he knew that only Arjuna can defeat to the Kauravas, the other side. Because Arjuna has all the powers. Every powers he gains from his master. He was the most powerful warrior in the battlefield, in the side, Pandava's side. So, Nakankshe Vijayam Raja Natarajyam Kularija Kim no Rajyena Govinda Kim Bhogir Jivitenava. He asked, oh Govinda, Govinda is the name of Lord Krishna. Oh Govinda, I don't want to fight. I don't want to take it all. I just want to eat, and again I want to go to the jungle and do my sadhana, do my upasana, so that I can get, the liberation. It's like moksha. But Lord Krishna said that now the important point came, that if you want to run away from your karma, then you can't get the moksha. The main things start from here. The Gita, what is all about. Then the Lord Krishna, started that the if you run away from your karma, then you cannot get the dharma, you cannot do anything. And eventually you cannot get the moksha, that moksha, what you want in the life. If you don't get the moksha, then you have to come, you have to take birth always in this cycle of birth. So he said that you should not run away. You should not run away from your karma. You have to do, because the truth is always is that you have to die one day. If you are born, you have to die. And he said that Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad pariharyerthe natvam shochitum arhasi. He said that if you are born, you have to die. Then why you want to run away from here, from your karma? If you don't want to come again, you don't want to be with the cycle of birth and death, then you have to do your karma. Then from the karma, you can do your dharma. From the dharma, then you can get the salvation, moksha. Otherwise, you cannot get this. Then the Krishna started to initiate the Gita, this great knowledge to the Arjuna for the every humanity. His goal was not only to the Arjuna, this knowledge the Lord himself wanted to give it to all the humanity, all the youth who is running away, want to run away from their karma. The life is all about battlefield. Every human has difficulties in the life, but we have to face it, we have to do it, we have to work for it, how to get rid of it. So then he said, Natyajyata Krishna Kridayam Nasarajyam Sukhanicha Kim no Rajyena Govinda Kim Hatpam Adhigachati. It said that everything is settled. As you said that you don't want to kill your brothers for something to get, then you are fool, because you are no one to kill them. You are no one to kill them. They were killed already by the nature, by the Lord. You just be the represent, just be a proof to show to the world that you killed. But you are not going to kill them. They are already killed. And then he started to give this great knowledge to the Arjuna. And in the beginning, he said that Nahi jnane na sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tat svayam yogasham siddha kalena manividyati yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyakva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Hey Arjuna, just do your karma being yogastha.
Something is happening with the voice. The sound is not clear.
Okay. Is the most important part of the whole thing. And so maybe it's good that we put a special attention in nature organized. So he can repeat, this is the initiation Krishna is giving for the whole mankind, how it work, how the whole thing can be done. Okay, so Leknath, yeah, you can say again.
So now the things happen, and just I want to ask, I would like to ask all of you. You can ask police also that if just we will discuss about the Gita here, or just all of you want to know the Sanskrit version of it also, sloka, like you want to learn the slokas. What I am saying, this is the story, this is the feeling, this is the experience what we have learned, and this is the knowledge only we are giving, just discussing. But if you, all of you, all the participants, if you want to know the Sanskrit version of these slokas, then just we can do for that also, whatever it is. Dear Dardan, you can ask.
So you
hear me?
understand what Leknath is offering. He's saying he can tell the story, and then he can recite the Sanskrit and then explain step by step. And also, in case you would like to learn some shlokas, some part, then he can teach also word by word. So it is an option. So he's asking for you, Dardan, to ask also to your friends how they want to proceed, to hear the story and hear the Sanskrit, and then it goes step by step. And then in case, if they want to learn specific part to know by heart, because they are, the slokas, they are like mantras. There is something very deep to them. Only is a deeper way of entering into it. So one thing is to hear the story, to hear the Sanskrit and the explanation of it, and flowing with this story. It is a huge story. Or also to have specific learning about specific phrase and words, and they become like mantras. So you decide. So he's asking Dardan to also ask your friend.
The floor is open for comments, friends.
It's good.
I lost the sound for the past few minutes. Something was interfering with my sound, so I thought it was the problem with Leknath, but it was with me, with my technology. So
And also was very interesting, and this happened, Dardan, because this is the main moment, because now Krishna is giving initiation to Arjuna. Basically, the whole thing starts from here. And to understand this point, maybe it's nature underlying, because now yoga is the teaching of yoga is starting from this moment, from the last 5,000 years, let's say.
And what was the question? Because I missed the question. I thought it was the question how to,
Yeah, the question from Leknath is, should I continue to tell the story and to quote the slokas, the Sanskrit, and then explain and then give some quotation? Or do you want to also to learn yourself by heart some Sanskrit? Because he's a teacher, so he can just tell the story, or he can also teach in Sanskrit. So it is quite a big offering, because we have, so now we have 4 sessions, and this is a time for maybe hearing the story. But if you want to go deeper in also learning the Sanskrit, then it is something else. You want to know what is your, in general, from the friend, what is the expectation?
I would ask Skender and Arber what they think.
Arber?
Skender?
Yes. Are you going first?
No, second.
Okay. I don't think that I have a specific expectations, and yeah, where in my life, when the most important decisions I was supposed to make, there were no signs. So I can go by heart. So I have no specific expectations. But however we go, I think we will arrive at the same point. So I have no specific expectations.
Good, okay.
My proposal is that maybe it's my way of learning. Maybe going layer by layer and not having multiple layers at once would be easier. 4 sessions, including shlokas, I think it could be deeper, but maybe for fewer. I don't know, or maybe we can get less. So if we go first with the story and we understand it, how it evolves and what is in the first level, then it's easier to build with Sanskrit shlokas. So this is my proposal. Again, it's up to everybody.
Also for me, it look very reasonable what you say. First, just flow with the story. Also, it's easy, we are relaxed and enjoying. The heart is opening. There is no fatigue, nothing. Just it's beautiful to flow. And then, why not? Later, we can maybe someone is more ready for it and someone else only for the story. And then one can go deeper from the learning specific slokas. Anybody else?
No, I agree. I think that 710 slokas are a lot, but it was beautiful listening to the story, and it suddenly stopped. But there are some slokas which would surely be beautiful to know, like this one that he told Arjuna that he has to face his life. But probably, yes, I mean, it would be good to probably hear the story, and it would be nice to learn a few of these slokas. But probably if we hear all the story, it could be best. I don't know.
So thank you for the opinion that so we will continue with the story and the knowledge how Lord Krishna explains about the karma. So it is okay for. So now we will go like that. In the first part of the Gita, within the 6 chapters, it is all about our karma. And the Lord Krishna, he started to tell about the karma of a human being. What is the karma and why we have to do our karma, why you have to fight. He just tried to tell him, you have to fight. You cannot run away from the battlefield now. He said that karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phalesu kadasana ma karma phala hetur bhurmate sangutva karmani. As Arjuna said that to the Lord Krishna, I cannot kill to my family members, my brothers. It is a sin. This sin can take me to the hell eventually. And then the Lord Krishna replied him that the karmanya karma vidvamso karmanya karma sakshakrit karmanya karma eva sakarma karmya. It said that you have only the right to think about doing karma, not about getting fruits of it, not getting something about of it. You have only the right to do your karma. So that then the Arjuna asked to the Lord Krishna, then what is my karma? Oh God, just tell me what is my karma? What should I do now? I can't, I'm telling you again, then I can't kill my brothers. I can't kill my fathers, my maternal fathers and all maternal uncles, and I cannot do this sin from my side. Then Lord Krishna said that, Utastva kasmalavidam vishame sabapastidam anarya jushtamasvargya makirti karamarjuna. He said that they are not your brothers or your uncles. He said that because in the world, all the humans are same. You should not think only they are your friends or your brothers. And you are not going to kill them because you will kill only their body. You cannot kill anyone in the world. You cannot kill any human, any atma, any soul. Because the soul is eternal, it's shashvat. It cannot be killed by anyone. Even me, I cannot kill Atma. The Lord says himself. So, nainam chandanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakah. By your weapons, by your shastra, the soul cannot be killed. So, your karma now, you have to do your karma. Karma means the karya, work. This is your work only. What is your work? Just fight here. Being this side. Just help your karma is to help your brothers. Because Arjuna also know that he himself knows that no one can defeat me in this battlefield. There are no any other person who can kill me, who is more powerful than me. He knows also himself. He knew that if I will fight, then I have to kill all of them. I will kill. I have to kill all of them. That's why he was worrying. He was afraid of killing them. This could be a sin. But Lord Krishna tried to make him understand that this is not a sin. This is only your karma. What every human being have to do this. So then he said then, how I can do this karma? How I can do that, how I can kill, because I am a human being. I am a human being and I am also bounded by the illusion. It's illusion, it says Maya. So I can't think beyond this. The Lord Krishna tried to make him understand that you have to think beyond that level, that you are thinking that they are your brothers or something, and you are going to kill them. It is this, you have to remove that cover. You have to grow your consciousness power. Then he himself, he asked to the Lord that how can I remove this cover? And then the Lord Krishna said, Nahi jnanena sadra sraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparasanyate indriya jnanam labdha param shanti machirena dhigacchati. Then he said that whom you are seeing in the battlefield, in the opposite side, just look at them. Just look at one person, in the one person's face. If you can see anything there, if you can see anything there, and just look at me again. If you can see anything different between him and me, he said, then Arjun began to look at the Lord and the other person, and he said, there is nothing different. Everyone has the same body, same thing. Then why you are like that? You're a knowledgeable person, and why they are not knowledgeable person? Why they are doing this bad? Why they want to have a fight? Why? Then the Lord says, this is the difference. This is the actual, the Atman. This is the actual true things of the world that you cannot see from your eyes. You have to remove your, that cover from your mind. Then the Lord Krishna said, I will give that power to you now, that you can see all the things equal, all the things equal in the world. Then he said that ek madanugrahaya paramam vishya madhyatma sangitam yatyayogam vachastena mohoyam vigato bhava. the Lord Krishna, why he did this, just to show to the world, to the all humanity, to the all humanity to show, to tell, to what should you do. You don't need to think about the fruit, what you will get afterwards. The main things is just you have to face. If anything comes in your life, you have to fight for that. Because the life itself, it is battlefield. The life is itself battlefield for the humanity. There are, and then again, because he was, he don't have that knowledge. He was also, again, he was in the, and then again said that why we don't have that knowledge to know ourselves. Then he said that for that you have to dedicate yourself to the Lord. You have to, if you will dedicate yourself to the Lord, then you will get that knowledge. It's the knowledge, it's inner knowledge. It's not outer knowledge, what we look outside. This is not the knowledge, what we get from the only from the book or something. Just we have to know it's from the inside. Then the Lord Krishna started to give him that knowledge, and he said that the sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. The leaving all the things, all your bad thoughts or all your thinking about the world, just you have to dedicate yourself to your presence. Don't think about the future. From here, what you will get. It means that it doesn't mean that we should not do anything. We have to do many things, but from the inner side, you have to dedicate yourself that to the Lord, that whatever I am doing, it is just my, the ignorance that I am doing these things. Just only, we have to dedicate ourselves to the Lord. Then the Arjuna asked, Kutastva kasmalavidam visame samupasthitam. How can I get you? He asked, how can I get you? This is the other point, that how can I get you? Then he said that from the inner knowledge you can get. From the knowledge, inner knowledge only you can get. Like you have to do your karma, then you can get. If you do your karma, then you will get the peace. If you do your karma, then you can get peace. Then from the peace, you can do your dharma. If you don't have peace in your mind, then you cannot do your dharma. Only from the dharma you can get the liberation, moksha. So there is another chapter. Just I have spoken till fourth chapter now for the karma. So there are a lot of stories. We have on the fourth session, so we have to complete that. And from that, yeah.
Just one thing, this central point, because before we were interrupted and you were starting this point, but you didn't give the full translation of Yogastha Kuru Karmani, because this is the whole thing before going to the next. So this
chapters are remaining now. Two chapters. We have 2 chapters.
Okay.
For the yogas, the 5th chapter is for the jnana, for the knowledge, and how to gain that knowledge. It's in the 6th chapter.
Okay.
About the yogastha kuru karmani, how we can get that knowledge. Being a yogastha, you have to sacrifice, you have to dedicate all the things. Otherwise, you cannot get that knowledge. You have to be yogastha, yogi. You have to be a yogi, sannyasi. For that, being in the world, involving in the world's material, what you see, then you cannot get that knowledge. You have to be a yogastha. You have to be a sannyasi for that. So we have to stop here also, because it's a time today for the session. It will go long. It's, the things it will not complete. We have more and more things. Maybe you all also the know about these things. Whatever, I don't know how I'm doing. It's maybe the boring.
Doing very well.
You're doing very, very well. We are very
Thank you.
interested and very excited because this is the dynamic of life, And this point about being a yogi, this is very, very fundamental thing, because basically, in the battlefield, Arjuna is fighting with himself. Basically, can't do what he's supposed to do, and so Krishna is giving the key phrase that is like it is an initiation. He tell him, how to be established in that level from where everything is taking place and is guided beyond the will of the I. It is in the will of the being. And this is, before closing, I think this is the most charming part of the whole thing.
Yeah, because in this same chapter, the 5th chapter, it says that Vasansi jiranani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jiranani yanyani sanyati navani dehi. That this body is like a, the old cloth. The Atma is the body, and the body, what we see, this is the cloth only. How we change our clothes, like that, the soul changes the body. The soul changes body like that. So there is nothing to, worry about the bodies. He just, Lord Krishna tried to make him understand that whom you are going to kill, that you can't kill, you are saying, that you are not going to kill. The exact, exact person. It's only you are going to kill that, that it's a full obscene body of full obscene, which has no knowledge and it's all obscene. Now the time is over, and the Atma is also wondering for, the salvation, to get rid of that body. So just you be a person to get him, how to take him away from that bad body, that which is full of sin, which body is full of sin. You have to take that Atma, that soul, take away from that body. And this is not a sin. This is a good karma also. This is the dharma, to take that soul from that body whom you are going to kill. All the bodies whom you are looking, from who are standing opposite to you to have a fight. Their Atma also want to come out from their body. So just be a person to take them, be a, the weapon or something, like a great person to take all the Atma from their body. Bhavasabhya Sachin, only be that. No, you don't think that you are going to kill that the actual things. That no one can kill that Atma. And whom you are going to kill, that the sin, full of sin body, that's a dead body already. The Atma himself, that they want to come out from there.
And also, Leknath, to my understanding, correct me if I do a mistake, what I understood also is that Arjuna, the moment in which is becoming one with the pure self. So yoga means unity, is the procedure to make the ego becoming the being. So the I becoming the self, the force of evolution. So if the one that is fighting is not Arjuna as a I, but Arjuna as a being that through yoga has become one with the creator, is the creator that is acting through Arjuna. So basically the teaching of yoga is that once you practice and you allow the being to work through you and not the I, then the being is the force of evolution. And if your karma is to the good karma, the evolutionary karma action is, because karma means action. If the evolutionary action is to fight, then is the nature of creation that is fighting. And like that, also Arjuna is not involved in the fruit, is just offering himself for the being to act through him and then kill the enemy, that through this action get also free, because as you're saying, the body is trying to do something that is not right. And if you free him from that, then the soul of this one is getting free and is also the creator liberating the soul from. So it's a very cosmic connection.
Yes, Lord Krishna only, he was saying that, just try to understand that, make that soul free from that body. Be a person, be a Lord, and just make that soul free from that body. And this is the dharma. This is your karma and dharma. Just he wanted to say only that.
So it is.
So in the conclusion that things. Yeah.
No. You continue.
No, I said that it's in the conclusion, today's conclusion, that the things is just Arjuna, as Krishna said that, the Arjuna just be a person to make this soul free from that body. You are not going to kill that body, because the true things is the body is not an exact things. This can be changed. The soul, they don't want to stay there themselves. That's why they want to become free. So maybe the today's the time is over.
Yeah. And yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leknath.
Thank you.
And thank you, Lisa.
Maybe if there are some questions from someone.
Yes, because there were moments where the connection was missing. So I don't know if someone missed a part of the beginning of the story and why the conflict occurred. I don't know if that one is clear for everybody.
Good.
It seems like it's okay.
Everything is okay.
Very good.
And in case, anyway, we have another 2 meetings. In case something, some question are there or some little more clarifications, then
Yes,
we have.
and things also anyone, they can share their knowledge, how their experience about the Bhagavad Gita. It's a discussion about the Bhagavad Gita, and if anyone wants to share their experience, what they have
Yeah,
and
right. Like Dardan was reading 3 times the Bhagavad Gita, so he must have something to exchange. Maybe now, maybe whenever.
from the Bhagavad Gita, it is not a book, just we have to take it as a knowledge, and it's a self-knowledge. It's a self-knowledge, what you get from you. So this is the experience. It is not only we are reading and we don't get the things. It's a self-knowledge.
But for me, looking from a philosophical perspective, so the philosophical, not the spiritual viewpoint, is the Gita is about what am I supposed to do? The question that we ask ourselves every day. So what am I supposed to do? What should I do? What is the right thing to do? And this is the dilemma that we face very often in life, nearly all the time. And this introduces the concept of karma, the idea that there is some potential action in waiting. And then the question is, how do you identify what's the right thing for you to do? And the answer that the Gita gives, and you explained it perfectly, Leknath, is you don't look it from your own perspective, but you look it from a higher perspective, which means you said you dedicate yourself to the Creator, to God, to the Lord, to whatever you believe in a higher force, or just you dedicate it to the well-being of the whole, not of yourself, and then that is then you get to know what your karma is, or you get to know what the right thing to do is. And this is, I think, for this time when we see the world with many problems, with very dangerous problems. If you look at the global warming and you know, the problems are, you cannot fix your own problems outside of the context. And the answer that I get from the Gita and from your explanation is, you know, don't look at you when you decide what's the right thing to do, but look at the wider context.
Yes.
So this is my takeaway from today's teaching.
I would like to take. Sorry.
No, go.
No. After you.
I don't know. I haven't thought what to say. I wanted to say that it was beautiful, and although I read it and I understood it, today something came to me of this battlefield. I asked myself, I don't know why I am here many times, and I have a big battlefield, and I understood this very well. But then, Leknath, you said that Krishna told Arjuna, you must not think with your mind, because you have to go beyond Maya with your mind. But then with the action, he has to go back to Maya and do it. Sometimes I think if we manage to go beyond Maya with our mind, must we still come back and be brutal in action? Because if we think beyond Maya, shouldn't we then act beyond Maya?
No,
I don't know if I made myself clear.
so it's a things that he said that about the karma. This is the karma that you have to do. You cannot run away from it. You know, as he said that they are my own. You know, they are from my relatives. They are relatives, and they are from my family. They are my brothers and uncles and all. So for that, the Lord has to make him understand that this is just think it from beyond. Only from the then you can, after that you can do that. Otherwise you cannot do. You have to go beyond your mind from here. But you have to do. You cannot run away from here, from the battlefield, because in the life, you know that how many years you have in the life, you have to live here. You have to eat. This is the truth. You have to eat all the time. You have to, for the livelihood, you have to eat, you have to work, you have to do. Just not only if you go beyond the thought and you don't do your work, then you cannot get food. Isn't it? So for the thing, and then you can get the result, you know, the right what to do. You will get the result what to do in the life. From the Gita, this is the self-knowledge. That's why we said the self-knowledge, that you get the what should we do being here in the life, how we can overcome this life, how we can go get the salvation, how can get the moksha enlightened after it, how can we stop ourselves to come again in this cycle, birth and death. So for that, that knowledge we have to take from there. So this is my perspective, is my experience from the, you know, the spirituality is all about how you look, you know, to the out, how you look, how you behave to the people. This is the spirituality. So all the experience comes from the spirituality, and then you will know how to do the things. And then this is the, you know, this is the part of karma. Then the other things in the dharma, it's different also. It says many things about the life, how we can get the dharma. From the karma, we can get dharma. We can do dharma. So only the things, you cannot run away from your work. Only doing meditation or sadhana, you cannot get food. No one will come to give you food. This is the truth also. So you have to do all the things, all the actions. Karma means the actions. You have to do all the actions, and just to know the what is the action I should do. Only for that, the right action, just to know right action to do in the life. That's teach the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would like to take a word if possible.
Yes.
Okay. I've listened to Gita many times, and during this time that I was listening, I tried to analyze it, and I started to look at it from the perspective of duality. That it means that, as a simple example, if we turn on the light, there is a positive and negative charge in electricity. If we turn on the light and then we make light for ourselves so we can work and live and experience and understand why and how we exist, in the background, we are contributing to dharma and karma because there have to be a power plant behind, so it produces some gases and it changes environment. So this change of environment that is also living together at the same time, it's a duty of everybody to go towards, let's say in this example, the light, and not go to put our finger in the socket and have burned. So Gita gave to me a kind of manual. When you understand your life, that just because you exist, there have to be potential in positive and a negative way, so we can experience it, because we live in duality. We have to have hot and cold so we can understand the temperature, and we cannot understand anything that it doesn't have two potentials. But all these potentials are the same thing, but in different intensity. So we're kind of symphony living in harmony or in disharmony, and Gita gives us simple rules. So while you open eyes to see what are you doing and how are you doing it, it's better if you fulfill those rules, because this is not war, this is experience. We experience it by like a war because we still don't have enough information, or still we have some kind of egoism from a material side. So Gita says, kill it. After that, you'll understand that this is kind of a duty that you have to do. But during you do this, do you have also to live, to eat, to experience everything, but you have to do in certain level so you don't pollute too much. So you have to find the middle way and live like in the middle of a heaven and the earth. That kind of we are like. So we have everything from five senses, and then we have our mind, that we can have more way of analyzing things except senses. And then we can understand senses, see how they push us where the egoism happens, and applying Gita rules, you will know always, and you can measure yourself always if you are on a best part of the field of war, Kurukshetra. So this is how I understand it and how I apply it in my daily life. So I measure myself, and if I'm going good on this war or on this experience. It depends on how you look at it. So this is my comment or how I understand it. Thank you.
Yes, nice. Nice to hear that. It's exactly what you said. That just it depends on how you take it in your life. From the Gita, it said how yourself you make your life and how you show yourself to live. Because you have all the things always. Even you are not happy sometimes. You have many things, many facilities and all the things being here, but you are not happy. The same thing also with in the Kurukshetra, they have also. They have everything, but they just wanted to fight for the more things. And that this body, This mind is never satisfied with the things. So we have to manage it, and we have to live in the middle. It is correct. What you said. Nice to hear that experience also. We have to apply in our life, daily life. Then we will know that we'll have more experience of it. So thank you. Thank you, Dardan, for invitation. It's not.
Thank you.
Just it is a discussion. It's a discussion. Just you know all and everything. We have every soul. Every soul is knowledgeable. Just we have to remove that the cover from the mind. Every soul is. Lord Krishna says everyone has a jnana inside, the knowledge, in the Atma. Atma is Parabrahma. Atman and Brahman. The Atman is the soul, the Brahman is the universal soul, the creator, the Brahman. We have to know the similarity in between these two, then we will know all the things. But we have to work, we have to do the action, begin the life. Because there are two parts always. One is mind and another is inside. Whatever we do, the two things speaks with us. First mind, then the Atma. Atma stops if we are going, if we about to do something bad, and he try to stop. But sometimes we say, oh, let it be, however it is, just enjoy time. Then we don't know this doesn't know the truth, and this knows the truth. So that's what I have experience of life. So now we are near the conclusion of today's session. So just make a prayer just for a few seconds, then we will finish it like a meditation. Om Shashankachakram Sakireetakundalam Sapitavastram Sarasirvekshanam Saharavakshastarakaustuvastriyam Namami Vishnum Sirasaschaturvujam Meghasyamam Pitagoseyavasam Srivatsangam Kaustubodbhasidangam Punyopetam Pundarikayataaksham Vishnum Vande Sarvalokekanatham Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranadakleshanashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara Tatra Strirvijayo Bhutir Dhruvani Tirmatirmama Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Jai Gurudev.